Congressman, you lit the sky up yesterday, and your explosive line of questioning in that hearing, give us the numbers, and you wouldn't let Mayorkas slide on it. Give us the fentanyl numbers and what is exactly happening, and the fact that Mayorkas would not answer any direct question that you asked.
You know, it was the same thing that we've seen from Mayorkas in the past. For those people that have been following this, like you, John, you know that Mayorkas just obfuscates throughout the course of a hearing, doesn't answer questions and all the rest. So he's saying, and this is the Democrats' line, well, this fentanyl, it is all going through the ports of entry, and we're interdicting, 95% of it, whatever. Well, most of the fentanyl is not going, that gets into the United States, is not going through ports of entry. It is being slipped through the deserts and things like that to be able to get into the United States. Andy Biggs does a great job of explaining how the cartels work, where they, hold a shiny object up over in one section of the border, and then they bring the fentanyl in on another section of the border. And of course, there's not many border agents, so they keep rolling in. But I believe Mayorkas should be held accountable, strictly accountable, for the fentanyl that's coming into this country. And that's where you were seeing the righteousness yesterday. I have talked to so many families, and I call them the fentanyl families. And there's tens of thousands of them across America that their kids have died unnecessarily because the number one thing we can do to stop fentanyl in the United States is to secure the border. And as I said in the hearing yesterday, I showed the clip by Sheriff Mark Daniels from Cochise County down in Arizona. Under questioning, under oath, he said, yes, there's far more fentanyl coming into America since January 20th of 2021, when open borders were adopted by Alejandro Mayorkas. Mayorkas equals the fentanyl families.
Why is he lying to you?
Because I believe he is the brains behind this. I believe that he is a strict open borders advocate. He wants as many people pushed in the United States of America. And now why that is, the psychological side of it, I have no idea. But you could see what he's doing. He's destroying America. And that's why I really focus on the fentanyl side. I mean, he's destroying America in a variety of ways, right? There's more people that have come in on the terror watch list on his watch than we've ever seen. We have this incredible human trafficking network, probably the largest human trafficking network ever set up in the history of the world, that is happening with our United States government being complicit. But when you look at the fentanyl deaths that are happening across America, and it's happening in every county across America, I just think at some point, I'm hopeful the American people will rise up and say to Democrats, you are accountable for this. You refuse to vote for the bill that we put forward, H.R. 2, that would secure the border. You need to do something about this. And I just think the fentanyl families and what's going on with the fentanyl poisonings is such a powerful message, and that's why I keep driving it home.
So listen, I mean, you asked him a number of direct questions of which he wouldn't answer, but I agree with you. I think your position, where you're coming from in the line of questioning, is correct. This is an open borders. His whole philosophy is to flood the zone and fundamentally change America, which was President Obama's original vision. Remember, he said, give me another 30 million people in the U.S., I will fundamentally change it forever. I think this is all part of that plan. You also had Sheriff Daniels. You brought that back, and I thought in one piece of your questioning yesterday, you kept asking him. Daniels is saying this fentanyl's flowing in unabated, and you said, "Who's lying? Is Daniels lying, or are you lying?" And he wouldn't answer the question.
No, and it's the obfuscation that goes on, because there was two diametrically opposing points that were being made. He was saying, oh, we're interdicting the fentanyl, we're getting control of the border, blah, blah, blah. And Daniels is saying, no, since January 20th of 2021, that's when we've seen the spike in fentanyl coming in across the border. And Daniels knows, because he's in a border county down just south of Tucson. Somebody's not telling the truth, and I asked that. And if you notice, John, I also brought that up in regards to Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray said we're having to surge more resources to the southern border because of what's going on down there. I asked Mayorkas, who's telling the truth here? You're saying, boy, we're getting things under control. The head of the FBI is saying, man, we got to keep getting more people down there because it's getting worse. Who's telling the truth?